Okay, we have another campaign start guide. Somebody in the last one asked for tips on how to start Gor-Rok campaign. I just thought I'd point out my normal campaign settings. I turn the AI stats modifier to 0% difference because I like units to feel how they do. Battle difficulty, very hard, campaign, legendary. All right, people want a Gor-Rok, we'll do Gor-Rok. I'm just making sure it didn't reset my settings. Yeah, that's fine. So while it loads in, just why do I have my settings that way? I feel like if you give this AI stats bonus all the way to the right, is it technically harder? Yes, but I don't like the feel of it personally. Where like your melee units are all going to be terrible because they just flat out melee you, so taking melee infantry is never worth it, and therefore you should just spam ranged units or cycle charging. And that's generally a smart thing to do anyway, but I tend to play casually on campaign. Like I don't find what I consider, everybody's going to consider something different cheesing, but for me, I just don't like cheesing. I like to build like armies that would work in reality and fight it out that way. So anyway, that's how I prefer to play. It's going to be a quick start guide how to get you in a good position for Itza. Some of it will be applicable to other Lizardmen, but it depends on who you're fighting, what buildings you should be building, and what units you should prioritize. We're going to get Itza going. This is a no-cheese casual start guide in case you're having difficulties. Now, if you're a campaign pro already and you win all your campaigns and you're super awesome, nice. Maybe you'll hang around for this guide just for fun. But yeah, a lot of this advice is for like brand new players. Or just people who haven't played Gor-Rok's campaign. So for Gor-Rok, he does get some buffs to kind of defense, I guess, is some of his thing, some of his factions thing. He gets more mass and missile resistance, so he's just about being tanky. Main thing is you start the game with one of the best casters you can get for campaign, Lord Croak. Unbreakable Undead Slann. You're going to want to immediately put him in Gor-Rok's troop, and I'll put him on Replenish troops. Obviously, I'm at full HP right now, but I don't want to detach him later and get stuff that way. Want to upgrade my settlement immediately. Most important thing to do. Now, depends on what you want to do for what you want out of your roster, right? What factions you want. You can go north. There's other Lizardmen up here, but there's Tzeentch. If you're going to go fight Tzeentch in the north, you need a lot of Saurus with shields to just grind through blue horrors and marauders and that kind of stuff. And then you'll get Cold One cavalry as quick as possible. That'll do fine. It is difficult to go north. Also, the Vampire Coast is off to the right. So you also need Saurus if you're going to go fight them. Saurus and maybe some flyers. But the person who asked me about this was having trouble with the Skaven in the south, and that will certainly be a problem. Skaven, you need single entities, you need terror, and Saurus are okay, but they are weak to poison wind globes. So it looks like no matter what, we need a tier 2 building to get the Taming Pen, to get some single entity Bastillodons for their terror and tankiness. And we will need some skinks, so I can grab this now. I start with the Underground Lagoon. Somehow I have a tier 2 building starting in a tier 1 settlement, but I'm supposed to have Saurus, so it makes sense. Usually you can just farm this first guy for a quick win. Now again, people tell me you should load in and fight. Technically, yes, I just don't really feel like it, so I'm not gonna. Not a lot of money and not a lot of army replenishment. I'm just gonna grab the unit experience. It's pretty whatever. Engage the enemy, got some free stuff. Capture the following things waddle. Sure, I can do that. Decisive victory, I don't lose any units. I don't care. I just don't like fighting lost causes. You can if you want to. You'll save yourself some troop damage, but I tend to skip the easy battles myself. Carnosaur Pendant Frenzy. Wow, that's a lot of missions getting issued. All right. I always grab Route Marcher with literally every lord in the entire game. Campaign movement range is huge for everything you want to do. After that, you can decide whether you want to go down the yellow tree or the red tree for buffing your units or buffing Gor-Rok himself. Gor-Rok himself is a foot fighter. I find he generally has the stats he needs anyway to win early. I'm going to go with the red tree because I need my other units to be good. As a foot fighter, it's really hard to get into position for what you need. I'm going to get Deliverance of Pizza nice and early for Lord Croak, get his spells up. And now we are regenerating a little bit. We're still in the same territory as our other thing. Income generation or growth. I'm going to go with growth. And I did put the skink building here. I'll cancel it for a second. You could grab the gold mining pit. You can. That's a solid choice. That's fine. I tend to prioritize troop diversity in the early game. And I know I'm going to be throwing all of my growth at Itza, so I put this here. In the long run, you might want to transfer this to one of your other cities, but that's probably like a turn 30 decision. In the early game, I know this city's going to get to tier 3 the fastest, and Croc scores would be nice, but anyway, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. You can get the gold pit if you want. In the early game, I'm not really going to be suffering for gold too much. All right, while I'll regenerate for a little bit, I also want to spice up my ranks, so I will grab... Unshielded Saurus is a bit sus. Could grab some more skinks. Could grab 2 of each. And then with global recruitment, okay, that's important. 300 gold increase, while nearly double over here. So let's grab all 3 of our Jav skinks from the global recruitment. And then grab some Saurus spears down here. So now we're broke, but we're just going to be recruiting for 2 turns while I stack up and start to move south. And you're going to upgrade in 4 turns. All right, see you all in 4 turns. Is there anything I should be doing? Oh yeah, diplomacy. Yeah, you should start your diplomacy nice and early if you can. Lizardmen are famously terrible to do diplomacy with because their cold-blooded trait or whatever makes them really slow. But if you can start getting non-aggression packs with the Zlan, Hupek, and Sacred Pools. Fine. All right, see you when Gor-Rok's on the move. All right, after Gor-Rok recruited stuff, I walked him back to Itza to finish regenerating a little bit more HP and to get an attacking range of Quetzal. I still have 1 turn left on this. I can upgrade Zwaddle. I'm not going to because I need to save all of my growth for Itza. Instead, let me just move up and take Quetzal.
Leave me be.
Right, get in there. Valiant defeat? More like, screw you, bro. Okay, so we're in our first battle. We're supposed to lose it, and that's fine. Channel magic? No. Start deployment. It's fine. We have 50 reserves. It's whatever. So, terrain is kind of a dense pit of nothingness, and he has all demonic units, with that guy being our biggest problem. Nurgling Emergence. Cloud of Flies. Oh! Weird, he doesn't have his Pestilent Decay. It sounds like he has to level it up. Okay, whatever. Alright, so Lord Croak, Gor-Rok's gonna take a center position, and then we'll have our... Oops. Oopsies. Didn't mean to click that. We'll have our Spear Saurus on the outskirts to deal with any large units that are usually on the flanks, and then we'll have our Saurus Warriors. Yeah, there you are. Saurus Warriors in the middle. Yeah, we can go a little wider. There we go. Then my Rev Crystal will be used on my Saurus. These guys, I'm going to just spread out in the back. And we need to turn Fire at Will off. There we go. Turn Fire at Will off. They're going to be a lot of my damage for that Exalted Great Unclean one, so I need to reserve their ammo until it's absolutely needed. We'll have the Saurus do most of the slow early fighting, and then we'll take advantageous javelin throws when we can. Alright. Captain Not So Bright thinks he's defending, even though there's no city for him to defend, so there's no reason for him to be defending, but in the meantime I can just get Winds of Magic with Lord Croak and push forward in my formation as I want to. The Saurus should trade pretty well against Nurglings. Plague Bearers, also fine. Then my Saurus Spears can grind down those Plague Toads. We need to use all of our Javelins on Methian the Mythic. Because our Javelins are our big damage dealers. That's why we brought some. Saurus can kill almost infinite infantry if you give them time, but they really don't like fighting big targets like that. Even Saurus Spears aren't amazing at it. Now, I was factoring in that I thought Nurgle Exalted Grand and Clean ones would have their Mortis engine from tier 1, but they don't. I'm playing a legendary, so if I pause, it goes into the start menu, so I can't give orders while pause, so I am going to just do what I do in multiplayer when I can't normally pause and give orders to everybody as we're already moving forward. It keeps my front line all roughly moving forward at the same rate. And Lord Croak goes over here. Rev Crystal can jump into fighting, and we're gonna start off nice and early, getting our regeneration out there. But Dart Skinks start hitting Metathian. These other dart skinks, in case I need you, but already we have plague toads opting into a potentially not ideal situation. That's fine by me. I'm gonna throw out damage resistance on the biggest pile, and I'm gonna start with tier 1 versions of Krok's ability, because the tier 3 is more expensive than it is damaging. Like, it's better to cast a whole bunch of tier 1s than cast a tier 3 in my opinion. So it is what it is. But the Rev Crystals, as you saw, you do need to get started on their... the Rev Crystal's healing. You need to cast it as often as possible because it has a really long cooldown. And it's pretty important to keep it moving. These skinks are kind of overlapping. If I wanted them to fire faster, I should separate out, but it's really not that big of a deal. Alright, we have another tier 1 pizza all ready to deliver, so I'll throw that down over here. I do need to give these Saurus a little bit more leadership. Start moving the Rev Crystal up to heal them in a second. Give these ones more leadership as well. Move these skinks out of the way, move up the next skinks. We're almost done killing Metathian. You almost have another pizza ready to deliver. This game's going pretty fast, so I could afford a tier 3 ability just because I know the game's ending soonish, but I don't know. There's a lot of pockets of Nurglings. There's not a lot of good targets, to be honest. Alright, we have our next heal up. Let's try and bail out this Saurus so he stops losing models. Gor-Rok's just vibing. I'll give him his resistances again, but in comes the next Javelin darts. You can see they just wreck Metathian. And this Saurus is wounded. I'm going to back him off because his HP is low enough. He's starting to lose models, which will take us time to regenerate on the campaign map. We don't want that. We don't want to regenerate things on the campaign map. Okay, we have another pizza to deliver. Right there under those plague bearers. You guys continue to battle up here. I'm gonna use a tier 2 there. So we're starting to get close to army losses for the enemy. We've killed their lords. Their demonic units are about to lose a bunch of leadership and start dying off, which is why I've gotten more aggressive about casting tier 2 spells, because this battle's about to end and I really just want to do as much shock damage as possible and get people to leave. Look at them all. Look at all these demonic units dying off as I get over here. There we go. Damage resistance these guys desperately needed to stay in the fight. Almost have a cold-blooded up, but they're about to break. Don't break. Don't break. Alright, need them to hold against those plague toads for a little longer. Elsewhere, all these demonic units are dying off. Army losses is hitting. And we have won. But yeah, these Javelin skinks you should keep for shooting at large single entities, especially against Nurgle and Skaven in the early game. Shoot at Rat Ogres, shoot at, as we saw, their Lord, and they can all get a lot of value very quickly compared to the Saurus, right? So a cheaper unit got a lot more value because we targeted appropriately. Throw out a pizza. See you back on the campaign map. All right, we're back on the campaign map. Got a bunch of money, got a bunch of experience, winning a fight that, according to the game, we shouldn't have. And we got some extra stuff and a bunch of pop-ups and all that stuff I don't really care about. Nurgle's gone. We unlocked some rights. Cool. So that's why I wasn't too worried about getting the gold mine in the early game, is now we have 10,000 gold and we're about to get more building slots. So if you really want, you can just get the gold mine about now. But I prioritize getting the ability to get skinks and stuff. So for Gor-Rok, melee attack for Saurus is solid in the early game. Speed is also solid. Weapon strength for monsters is pretty bad, honestly. So, yeah. I'm going to go with missile strength for my skinks, because I feel like they do a lot of good stuff for me. And melee attack for Saurus is what I'll get next, but it's not as important. -3 wins magic for Deliverance of Itza 3. I'm going to focus on leveling up Deliverance of Itza 2 and 1 first, because I actually use those a lot. Yeah. Well, hang on. I do want Reserves of Eldritch Energy. Barrier hit points is pretty whatever, and then I'll get Deliverance of Itza 1. So, okay. Cool. So next turn, we're going to be able to build some buildings. This turn could get some red crested skinks for some armor piercing, but I don't know. This is where you decide if you're going north or south. I think we're going south. Also, you don't always get a choice because unlike the Empire campaign where I set this up, like, usually the Skaven are going to come for you, so you kind of have to deal with them. So I'm going to assume you're going south like me. We have 4 unit slots left. After I upgrade this, though, it's going to take me a long time to get Bastilled on. So for now, I'm just going to fill out my army with 2 more Jav Skinks. 2 Red Crested Skinks, I guess, for some armor piercing, just in case I need it. I have plenty of Saurus, so that's fine. Let's check out these rights. Income from post-battle loot, recruitment capacity, pass. And then barriers, pass. Yeah, those are all pretty... No, well, they're not bad. They're just not amazing. So pass on those. Cool. See you next turn. Yeah, next turn. All right, I forgot to show you the Apostles of Change got killed by Khorne. Okay. Cool. Forgot to show you I did do a commandment. I did the one that reduces the construction time for all buildings so I can get these out nice and fast. So since I decided I want to go fight the Skaven, we do need the Bastildon building. Upgrade this to get more skink variants I could get. That's fine. Flyers are a fine decision. But yeah, I think it's between flyers and the gold mine. I'm going to get the gold mine now. And then I am already 4 turns away from upgrading Itza again, which is just what I want to sprint for. Gor-Rok has 2 more red crest skinks coming. Khorne coming down south is a little concerning. Let's see if anybody wants to do any deals with me yet. You're almost dead, so I'm not going to waste my political capital getting a non-aggression pact with you. You have 1 city and you're under attack by Rakarth, so... Unfortunately, no one really for me to go get. Rip. So the Skaven are coming. Khorne is coming. Public order is going down, but it'll get better over time. We have provincial instability -4, and it'll go -1 per turn, so soon this will stabilize out. It'll be fine. All right. Next turn, we march on the Skaven. All right, we're back. We unlocked the Rite of Awakening. You should do it because it's free. Just get a Slann. Now, versus either Skaven or Khorne? Skaven, you want death. Yeah, you want death versus Skaven. Metal and fire are fine, but you mostly want death. If you're going to go north versus Khorne or Tzeentch or the Vampire Coast, fire is still pretty good at taking out their bloodletters in the early game, so I would recommend fire. It's also very good against the coast. Aside from that, beasts is okay. High is okay. You don't generally want life magic here. I'm gonna do a death Slann. Anyway, you generally don't want life magic in these situations because it's okay versus the Vampire Coast. But Khorne is going to kill so many units so quickly you won't be able to out-heal them, and Skaven use their weapons teams to kill all your units very quickly, so you won't be able to out-heal them either. And Lizardmen are very slow. You're not usually able to run back and, like, cheese out regrowths and stuff. Maybe you can after units are running away, but I don't know. I find that pretty boring, so I'm going to skip it. Anyway, we got a Slann. Now, with Khorne coming up behind us, I am going to get my Slann on the field. 3rd generation Slann. He's okay. So my Slann is out. Against Khorne, I'm going to want some red crested, some skink skirmishers and maybe some red crested skinks, but bloodletters and all of Khorne's units will churn through your Saurus quite quickly, so it's not like Saurus can tank their way through this problem like they have previously. To avoid upsetting the Skaven too early, I'm just going to move to the edge of my borders, and then I can still keep healing, but also the Skaven aren't like, he's coming, and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm deploying the Slann as a bit of a rear guard against Khorne and to recruit some of my new units I just purchased, where in a couple turns I can start getting Feral Bastildons, and then I can send him up. If Khorne's not a problem, I can send him up and reinforce Gor-Rok in the south. I know my money is going to start looking a little bad, but that's okay. Gor-Rok's about to go pillage and get me a bunch more money, and we're almost done with our gold mine. That'll also help out a little bit. Oh, and Sentinels of Zeti are dead. Those are the guys I didn't bother making friends with because, like, Rakarth was gonna kill them, so all I'm doing is pissing off Rakarth, and he's just gonna hate me. All right, gold mining pit, 1,000 gold for 150 more gold generation. Yeah, it's generally worth it. So we'll get some more money. I'm gonna hang on to Xylias for now and not recruit too much more stuff because Chameleon Skinks are actually okay versus Khorne. But I want the Bastillodons more because I'm worried about the Skaven. Khorne hasn't actually attacked me yet, so Khorne's not technically a problem. All right, let's go invade Oxy. There's not Skaven here, you guys. Ah, there's Skaven here, you guys. That work. Screw you. Pyrrhic victory. Why is that a Pyrrhic victory? Come on, man. I'm gonna give leadership to one of my skinks. That's not a Pyrrhic victory. I guess I have to fight this. I don't want to lose those casualties, though, I suppose. Lord Crook does give me more casualty replenishment. Yeah, I don't want to fight it. I don't want to deal with a Skaven slow siege. It seems lame. Ugh, fine. Okay, Skaven. So, their units are pretty bad, and I want them to focus because I have a caster and they don't, so I do want them to be all in one area. I don't want to spread out too much and spread them out because then Lord Croak can't just bomb these fools. Jab Skinks I'm going to keep back. I'll have my Saurus with their spread formation. They take a little less damage on the way up, and Gor-Rok leading them will be fine. I'm going to put Lord Croak behind this rock so he can take some cover. Rev Crystal behind the rock for now until I figure out what kind of towers they have. So yeah, my Skinks will actually just take a lot more damage than I want them to, so I'm going to stay back with those for now. We'll have Saurus take up the front. Alright, what kind of towers are these? They're arrow towers. Yeah, not terrible. Alright, y'all know the drill. See who's getting shot. Give them early regeneration. Lord Croak is gonna provide damage resistance here. We'll provide some some true help there. And my Saurus are so much better than Skaven that I generally just want to climb the walls as fast as possible. Yeah, so that'll be fine. I'll keep some of these Saurus here as a bit of a helper, and then Gor-Rok, go attack the gate with the help of the Bastillodon. Clan rats. Cool story, bro. All right, they routed instantly. Turn off fire at will in case I need you guys at some part in the siege where I need your darts, but for the most part, just vibe. Trying to break through. Would they have night runners? Oh. Okay. Cool, cool. Start hurting the clan rats a little bit. Didn't know the night runners would be positioned up there. Ooh, they dodged. Nice job, AI. How many winds of magic do I have? 40? That'll be okay. You have captured an enemy, a neutral victory point. Oh, I'm taking the wall. Got it. Understood. For real, for real. Rev Crystal got distracted. Rev Crystal back to the gate. Also heal that Saurus. And now they're trying to stop me. Tier 2, because we have 3 clan rats in range of that. Maybe 4. One's trying to dodge, so 3. This will help me get through, but the gate is proving rather difficult to destroy because they're holding it open, which is why Lord Croak is so good at killing off these fools. That's right, get out of the way, punks! Up on the walls, my Saurus are getting up there, and they're beating up clan rats quite easily. These Saurus getting through. I'm gonna use them to flank these Skaven on the ground. Just give them more things to worry about as we continue to try and take positions. capture the tower so they stop shooting at me. When the tower stops shooting at me, we can bring all these guys forward. Damage resistance for everybody again. It says no friendly fire, right? Yeah, no friendly fire. So I can just throw it right on the front line and do fine there. Just keep just trying to break these fools away and get them off of the front line, because I need to get through these damn gates. I'm gonna ×3 speed as I just crush these guys slowly but surely. And there's more clan rat summons, just ignore them. Rev Crystal. Who's my most wounded Saurus? That guy, apparently. Why can't you cast it? Whatever. Just cast on someone, please. We've captured all the walls and whatnot. Killing all the guys and whatnot. Lord Croak needs to get down here. I almost have a Deliverance of Itza 2 to kill those 3 guys. How many clan rat summons do you people have around here? There, it routed. Cool. Moving on. So I'm trying to get my Saurus down into the plaza so we can just take this spot. As I'm about to deliver an ultra-sized pizza onto these fools. I've had some people take the walls for a while now. Having issues. There goes those 3. Should free up my Saurus Spear to continue walking forwards. More clan rat summons are just getting dunked on. You people are back. I will, in 2 winds of magic, I will rout you off, and then you'll let me through this dang gate. My Saurus kill infinite clan rats. I hate getting through gates. That's why I wanted to auto-resolve this, but I really didn't feel like taking Pyrrhic victory levels of damage for something I can easily win. You think 2 Night Runners and a bunch of clan rats can stop this pile of Saurus, you fools? There, they're dead. Give me this gate. This is my gate now. Ignore the Night Runners, just take the gate. Take it, take the gate, let me through. All right, lots of stuff is dying. We're still trying to get through here. Regenerate my most wounded Saurus so that we do a little better at healing later. They're trying to stop us from taking the gate, but we will take that gate. Give me the gate. Give me the gate. Give me the gate. There we go. Hey, look, they instantly broke as soon as we got the gate. Oh, you had to lose so many troops to do that. Oh, you couldn't possibly win. And we're back in the campaign map. We barely took any damage. Cool. So there you go. That's a pretty decent start for the Lizardmen. You now have a good home province. You have this guy here, and as he starts to recruit stuff, you can get your public order up. It'll stabilize. You're going south to kill Skaven. You have a good army composition for killing Skaven. And if they get Poison Globes, you need to spam out a lot of Feral Bastildons. If you go north, you're going to want to get... As soon as you're a tier 3, you're going to want to get Cold One riders. Because you're going to need some mobility presence, and armor piercing versus Khorne is never a bad idea. Yeah, from here you can go south and just kill Clan Pestilens all the time. You do want to get them nice and early so they don't get a lot of their plagues to go towards you. Plagues can be a bit of a pain. Obedience brings victory. Yeah, I don't think you need that, Chief. You can just get some Saurus buffs. Fine. But Lord Croak can win you most siege battles, as you saw. Just keep delivering pizzas, my friends. Just keep delivering those pizzas. Gor-Rok's start is pretty straightforward, so there isn't too much else I have to say. Lizardmen campaigns in general, like, their battles aren't that crazy unique. It's just later when you get single entities, make sure to keep them separate so that they're attacking a lot of different points of the Skaven frontline as possible and routing a lot more people. When you're fighting against Khorne, probably keep them a little closer together. And if you're fighting Khorne, you don't want to grab as many Saurus as you can. You really want to go with jab skinks and some single entities, maybe some chameleon skinks and cavalry, but your Saurus frontline's just going to get blended. You can't outgrind Khorne with Lizardmen. Well, not one for one. If your army is better than theirs, then of course you can, but that's not a feasible campaign strategy. Is I will always have a better army than him. It's like, well, what if you're outnumbered 2-1? You can't outplay stats. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my thing with the Saurus is, yeah, that is a clearer way of saying it. Saurus are really good stat sticks, but if Khorne comes at you with more stats, you can't like click better and make your Saurus so much better. So I do think if you're going to go fight Khorne, you need a lot of missiles, a lot of cavalry, a lot of single entities, things that you can use skill expression to beat Khorne with. But if you're going to the Skaven, you can just mob them. Lord Croak's great down here, single entities are great, but kill them before they get globes. And yeah, you'll be fine. Gor-Rok's campaign isn't that crazy.
Subscribe, yes, yes.